Afternoon, South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express. My name is Jeannie D, and it's Thursday afternoon. I don't know what happens. Whenever the week gets Thursday, I just immediately feel like, I could go out tonight.
It kind of gets exciting, yeah. Towards it. I remember even at varsity, Thursdays was the day to go out.
Yeah.
It feels like one of those days reserved to get ready for the weekend tomorrow. What are Fridays anyway, other than just kind of 1 or 2 emails, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, especially if you're in Cape Town.
Now listen, guys, it's another fashion-fueled Thursday on Afternoon Express today, and we're stepping our style up and out of the studio and into the street with the founders of the Cape Town-based streetwear brand Deep Settle Movement.
Amazing. Now, they produce unique designs that are inspired by the South African township culture and urban lifestyle. And what's even cooler is that they keep their production 100% local. From the cotton used in the garments to the manufacturing, it is all done on home soil.
How cool is that? But joining us first is one of the up-and-coming stars on the house scene in South Africa. Born Avele Qenge, he goes by the stage name DJ Shades.
Now, at only 25 years old, he's already making waves on the international circuit. And earlier this year, he produced a banging Afro house track called Save Me, featuring the incredible, beautiful sounds of vocalist Lebo. I mean, you were just so good. Now I'm really getting into my Thursday night.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't it Friday? Wait, we've got the days wrong. Good to have you, dude.
I'm fine, man. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me here.
Good to have
really
you.
Happy.
First of all, we want to know, where does the name come from, DJ Shades?
DJ Shades, for me, it comes from the music that I do. It's a fusion of everything and my personality as well. It's not just one side to it, not two sides, different shades to it. That's why DJ Shades.
DJ
I love
Shades.
that.
And you weren't like every young kid growing up sort of as a young boy. You had quite an interesting sort of upbringing. But what I'm intrigued is, how the heck did you fall in love with music at the age of 12 when everyone else was out in the playgrounds or playing PS3?
I don't know, man. It just happened, and my family as well. They love music as well. My mom loves jazz. My brother loves kwaito at that time. So you have all these people always playing this music in your face. Obviously, when I love music, and I actually loved kwaito and hip-hop as well. So I started out with hip-hop music. Like, I used to love hip-hop.
Yeah.
Then I loved house.
I love house music as well, but I'm always so intrigued because you started actually making music when you were 12. Now, I knew exactly what I wanted to be in my life from when I was 12.
Really?
And so it's easy for me to understand how you knew that, where a lot of people kind of mess around with a few things before they decide. Yeah. But I mean, how much support did you have to actually start creating your own music? And who taught you? Like, did you have any mentors or?
No, I actually taught myself, I was that kid from school. If I didn't have sports, I'd come home, make music, and the only thing my mom ever bought at home as a computer is a PC for everyone at home. So she told me, I'm not gonna buy a PlayStation, I'm not gonna buy a bicycle, you're gonna learn something from this PC. So hence I actually learned how to make music.
I see.
So she was that person.
Tell us about Umama, because she is clearly a very strong woman to have raised such a gentleman like yourself. But I mean, growing up with a single parent in South Africa is such uncommon news. I mean, such common news in our country.
Yeah.
But what is life like growing up with a single mom as a young man?
For me, she made it great, She made a lot of sacrifices, and I feel as though a lot of mothers do that for their children. They make sacrifices. For others, on and off, but moms, that's why we love them so much, because they make a lot of sacrifices. And it was hard for her, but obviously she wanted me to be a better person than she was, because now I had better opportunities in life. So she is that person for me. Like, every time I feel like not waking up on a Monday, I think, this person sacrificed so much for me to be here, even for me to actually be here, so yeah.
Sure. Does she enjoy your music?
She loves it, Sometimes she doesn't, sometimes she does, but she really does generally.
Has she been to any of your gigs?
I do not want her to go to any of my gigs because it goes down.
Well, she calls a riot on the dance floor.
No. Like, gigs and this, different things. I want to keep it like that.
For young men, I think the big thing in life growing up is mentorship and growing up with father figures in your life and people you can look up to resemble, what it means to be a man, not a kind of man that we're seeing in our country at the moment. What, for you, do you feel like was something missing without having your father in your life as a young boy growing up?
No, I don't think there was anything missing because I didn't know him for the longest time. I didn't even know what it looks like, you know, because it was never there. For me, I don't know, man. I just learned from the people around me, my brother as well. I grew up with him, so I kind of picked up a few things from him as well. So for myself, I just had to learn for myself and how to be my own man, how to be my own person. Hence, I actually started making music by myself. No one taught me anything. I just had to do it because I knew I had to do it. It's one of those things, you know, in life, you're supposed to do this thing. This is one of those things.
Yeah. When we were going through the pre-production of the show, and obviously we try and research our guests as much as possible and learn as much about you before we do the interview. And a lot of the girls in our research department were saying, Shame, imagine this guy having to go and tell his mom that he's now going to become a DJ, and with the whole, you know, cultural thing of black tax. They said, didn't your family panic a bit?
No, they panicked, but they didn't show it. I don't know how to explain it. I think they believed in me from the get-go because they knew what kind of person I am, you know. And I feel as though, like, your mother always knows, like, family always knows, like, they can see, okay, this person is like this and like this and like that, you know.
Well, they trust you.
Yeah, they trust me. And besides, with me as well, man, I'm very focused, I'm very driven, I'm very hardworking, so, like, I'm about my work. You know?
And let's be honest, I mean, if you see on television all these famous DJs and producers, I would want black tax from what money they're making, you know, all those flashy cars and, you know.
I want AKA's black tax.
The whole black tax even, I don't think it's on that level. I think it's like on some other level. People are making money. But anyway, it's not about that.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's the whole story.
Cool.
But you're amazing and you're doing so well lately.
Thank you.
So we're going to chat to you a little bit later to find out more about your career and your rise to stardom.
Indeed. Yeah, we've got a live performance also coming up by DJ Shades and Lebo. And later on in the show, we are making sure that you obviously head to our social media platforms so to read all your comments and stuff later on. We've also got a fun question up on social media. We want to know, what would your DJ name be if it was the last thing you ate? Oh gosh, what was the last thing I ate?
Chicken soup.
Oh gosh, use the hashtag Afternoon Express, tag Afternoon Chat in those tweets as well. You can comment on our Facebook page. We'll be right back. Chicken soup.
Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We hope you are on our social media platforms and tweeting us, Facebooking us, and using the hashtag Afternoon Express. We love hearing from you because it's all about the digital age at the moment. And in a world where everyone is following new trends and looking for something new, sometimes only the classics will do. Clover Classic Custard brings you that creamy taste that takes you back, and it can be enjoyed in many different ways. You could obviously choose to enjoy it in a traditional way with classic jelly and custard, my favorites, or go modern with some trendy custard tart.
Oh, I love a good tart. Today we are playing a fun little game asking what are some of the things that you would keep classic or which trends would you follow? So join the fun via our social pages and let us know which of these you would keep classic or go with the trend.
Yeah, so get your phones out right now and get playing because we've got these little cards.
So we're going to go classic or trend.
And let's see which ones you guys think. So would you keep it classic with traditional cash, or are you going to go with that trend of Bitcoin?
Oh, cash is king.
Really classic? I'm going to go with a bit of trend because I feel like if no one knows how to do blockchain in like 10 years' time...
Yeah, I'm doing this.
You're changing.
How do you know, those little... I want to do both.
Schizo, yeah. Trend classic.
Yeah, I want to do both.
What would you guys do? Tweet us.
Okay, would you keep it classic and do your shopping in-store or go with the trend of online shopping? Again...
Oh, but schizo. I have to go with online shopping, although I hate not having to see what the thing looks like on, because a red on a screen doesn't look red in person.
Online shopping, there's a few things you can buy online shopping. Shoes, yes. Books,
yes.
Music,
toys,
bikinis, dresses, underwear.
And suits. Imagine buying a suit from an online store.
Real life.
Yeah, if it's not fitted to
I'm
properly.
there. I'm again, schizo.
I'm going to stick to the trend because I'm meant to be the trend digital guy, I guess. I have to go with my guns. Would you guys keep it classic with a paper book or go with a trend of ebooks? Now, this one fascinates me. I'm going classic as well. There's nothing better than that smell as you flip the pages of a book.
I love a good book. Yeah. Oh, what are you reading at the moment?
Oh, I'm always self-help books. So I mean at the moment on one about meditation or something, on like centering one's life.
Okay.
I need
good
it.
For you.
You know that dog we've got on the show? That dog makes me crazy. I need to learn how to like calm down afterwards. So classic.
Okay, next one. Keep it classic with old school meet in the park dating or switch to online dating?
Obviously.
I don't need the internet to meet psychopaths. I'm good at that in real life.
And obviously, of the internet dating, you guys all know what goes on those internet sites.
What goes on in those? Have you ever been on Tinder?
Never in my life.
Tell the truth.
I've never been on Tinder before. I've been scammed. Remember, there was a whole scam that came out on the other side?
Okay.
Yeah, so other people have created accounts for me on online dating sites, but never me.
I've never been on Tinder. And then last night, one of my friends came over to my house and she screenshotted some people on Tinder and she was like, this is what's out there.
These are people that are in your building. Oh, gosh.
No, but I heard there's some hotties on there.
Yeah.
I've been tempted.
Ooh, I don't know. What do you guys think? Hashtag Afternoon Express. Now, the one that I'm not too sure about is keeping it classic with sort of vinyl records or downloading MP3s. I'm not a big fan of downloading music anyway because obviously on these new online sites you can just stream it, and I'm so ADD that I don't want to listen to a track for too long. So I wouldn't download anything, really.
Yeah, I'm going to go trendy on that.
Although, there's something so cool about having a gramophone in your house playing those LP records.
Do you have one?
No, but you can buy me one.
Exactly. So then you're going trendy all the way. Anyway, pass me the custard.
Oh, I haven't even poured you any custard yet.
No.
There you go.
Anyway, there you have it. Some of our choices which keep to classic or which keep to trending. Remember to join in the conversation and share with us on our Facebook page which of those classics you would keep or which you would rather go with the trend. Go to Facebook or Afternoon Express or on Twitter and go hashtag classics and let us know.
Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Afternoon Express and the rest of the SABC are looking for brand new talent to join us in the spotlight. And after auditions in Durban, Cape Town and Port Elizabeth, we are getting closer to finding that new face of SABC 3. But the auditions aren't over yet. The final leg of the presenter search on 3 auditions brought to you by Capitec and Mac Cafe is coming to Joburg. That's happening tomorrow, all right? The auditions will be held at the Wanderers Cricket Stadium this Friday, Saturday and on Sunday. Gates open at 8 a.m. and you can enter through gate 1 on Corlett Drive and try get dropped off because apparently there's very limited parking outside, all right? On Saturday, Nick Hammond will also be broadcasting the 5FM chart show from the stadium to keep you entertained for those couple of hours. And all you have to do is register at the gate and prepare a short link that will show the judges that you are ready to be the new face of SABC3. For the edition details and what is expected on the day, you can visit presentersearchon3.com. Step into the spotlight as South Africa's next TV superstar with Presenter Search on 3, proudly brought to you by Capitec and McCafe.
Own the SABC3 stage as the newest host of top billing Afternoon Express or the Expresso Morning Show.
This is your last chance to be found on 3 at the Johannesburg auditions taking place on the 20th, 21st and 22nd of April at the Wanderers Cricket Stadium.
Visit presentersearchon3.com for more details.
With SABC3,
the stage is yours.
Oh, Joburg, we really hope you bring all the heat this weekend. I can't wait to meet some of you that make it to the callback auditions. It's going to be amazing. And now we are back on the couch with the legendary DJ Shades. Okay, so you taught yourself how to make music and start producing, and then you went to go and study at Soul Candy.
Yeah.
And then, I suppose Soul Candy is quite a great platform because then you get to be mentored by so many other amazing musicians. What was that like there? And I think are lots of DJs happy to share and mentor, or do they just want to keep the work for themselves?
No, the thing is, I like to share because I feel as though, when you learn, it's a responsibility to teach other people.
Yeah.
That's what I believe in. Soul Candy was great, it taught me a lot. Different characters, weird class.
Yeah,
talented.
you had Ryan Murgatroyd from Crazy White Boy, and he is one hell of a crazy white boy.
Yeah.
He's the craziest white boy I know.
Even
But
Blanca,
he's amazing.
Yeah, even Blanca as well. But, that taught me a lot about the industry as well, because now I feel as though I have to prove myself to the industry towards, okay, this is what I do. Because when you're there in that environment, you think that you're just going to go out there and make it.
Get a job, no.
It's not that easy. You just have to go out there and prove yourself and, face the challenges, the sacrifices, make everything work for you. Understand? So that's what I've been faced with.
Let's talk about that hustle for a second. I mean, where your DJing career also started, where a lot of other youngsters do, is they start with residencies, being paid almost nothing, I'd imagine. Tell us about those beginning stages of a budding DJ career.
I remember in 2014, when I was still studying, I was a resident DJ at Capello on Long Street. I used to play there, even being a resident DJ there was a mission because there was another resident DJ that didn't like me. No, resident DJs are they like their territory. Yeah, they like their territory. So, and I just, first there, that's what we call it. So I played there. I remember it was Christmas. I was playing there from 12 o'clock in the afternoon until 2 o'clock in the morning by myself, one man. Some whack CDJs there. But at that time they were whack, but now they've improved, obviously.
Yeah.
And for less than 1,000 rand. 12 hours.
12 hours for 1,000 rand.
So, you see, that's when I realized to myself, I was playing and I played and I looked at myself, I'm like, you know what? You actually love what you're doing here. If you're willing to do it for this much and for this long on Christmas, you should be with your family. So that's the important part about everything, You get to realize how much you really love something. And it's very important for you to be a resident DJ as well because you learn so much about mixing, about DJing, about the different crowds. Because the nice thing about Cape Town then was that it exposed you to different types of crowds, internationals as well. People, you just have to accommodate them, So that's where you learn how to be versatile as well in terms of the music you play because you can't just play one sort of set. You just have to accommodate everyone because now when I go overseas to Dubai and play in places like that, it's easy for me to adapt because it's
you've got to know your audience.
Yeah, you have to know your audience. You have to be able to actually read them very well. That's the thing.
But you've got to know your audience, but then also have your own unique sound. I mean, how do you sample music or do you come up with your own beats and I don't know what's it called, riffs or whatever it is? I mean, how do you put stuff together? Dig them beats.
You're down with the beats.
Yeah, no, for me, I start from the beginning by myself. I wanna lock myself inside a room or studio and just connect with the music and just start from there, you know. I usually start with the instrument first. It has to be a nice, soulful instrument, even if it's going to be a turn-up song or whatever song it is, has to be intimate to me. I have to connect with it. Otherwise, it won't go far.
Indeed.
So that's how I do it. And then I start working with the vocalist or with the guitarist or with a person that I have to work with. But mostly I start the beat from scratch and make it up until it's the actual beat, and then add on vocalists and other instruments
Well,
as
if you
well.
listen to some of the biggest hits by Deadmau5, I mean, some of the biggest international DJs, you always hear that when they just got started with that track, it's a piano thing that almost sounds beautiful. It's melodic and sounds like a symphony song.
It's
and
the
then,
new classical.
yeah, it's beautiful.
I think house is the
really
new
is beautiful.
classical music.
But then let's quickly talk about the role of a DJ and a producer, because young people want to all be DJs, all want to be producers, and now those roles seem to have fused into one. Is it necessary for people to be DJs and producers, or can you be one or the other?
Thing is, if you're just a DJ, you only get so far, because at some point you're gonna need a song. And it's what I keep stressing to other DJs that I keep talking to. I'm like, hey, because I like giving advice, you know, because I told you, if I learn, I have to teach, you know. So
Nice.
I tell them, like, at some point you're gonna need a song of your own, because that's how you're gonna make more money. Even though it's not about the money, but it's gonna be about the money. And that's what's gonna sustain your brand, because you're gonna have to build a very good brand for yourself, and it's gonna be based on the music that you make, not on your DJing just alone. Because there's gonna be another DJ who no one knows is gonna be better than you. But if you have music that's unique to your own brand and to yourself, then you're gonna have your own thing.
And then if you do that, you can grow. Like, I mean, DJ Black Coffee just played Coachella now. I mean, he's amazing. But you're also going to be traveling. You're going to be traveling all over why the need for an international audience, other than the obvious answer, of course?
You know, like, for me, I want to be exposed to as much as I can while I'm still young. You know, I want to learn as much as I can while I'm still young, so that by the time I get to like 30, 35, like I've mastered this whole thing.
Sure.
You know, and the other thing is, you don't really know what's going on overseas until you actually go overseas in terms of the music. Because when I was in Dubai, I was so surprised. Like, I thought I was just gonna hear hip hop, and some other Arab music. I was listening to like soulful house, like every hotel, the Hilton Hotel, like
totally.
the beach, everywhere.
Dubai
like,
is killing it.
I just heard 2 hip hop songs the whole time I was there.
So where
I
are
was
you
so
going, and
surprised.
what audiences are you going to be playing to?
I'm gonna be going to the Middle East, of course, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, going to Paris during the year as well.
Yes.
Amsterdam as well, New York,
Amazing.
LA, Washington, D.C. Yeah.
Man, what opportunities.
Killing it.
Yeah, but thing is, you know,
I'm so excited for you.
I think it's all about the hustle, man. You know, I've learned so much. I've made so many mistakes.
Yeah.
But still, you know, I do a lot of research, and I make sure that I just keep growing.
Yeah, you know what? You as focused as Black Coffee was when he was also starting out as well. I mean, he's been very focused on just the hustle, his craft, and wanting to be the best at what he does. Never mind the people, never mind the money, never mind the conversations that are being had around you. Just be the best at what you do, and you've got your head screwed on right. So don't ever lose that, man.
Oh, no, I
We
won't
salute
lose
you.
it, man, because you know what? As much as it's about the music, it's about the hustle.
Yeah.
You're going to have to learn the music business side of it either
Love
way
it.
at some point. Otherwise, if you don't, someone's going to come and do it for you, then you're going to be left with nothing.
Exactly.
You know, so that's how I am.
Great.
You're amazing. Thank you so much. And of course, we can't wait to hear you play a little bit later.
Make sure that you guys stay tuned till the end of the show, because he will be performing his song. It's live on Afternoon Express, and it's featuring Lebo. Coming up after the break, we turn our attention to streetwear fashion. Joining us are the founders of the Cape Town-based brand. It's called Deep Settle Movement. So stay right where you are. It's about to get moving.
What I'm looking for in a top TV presenter is someone with charm and charisma, someone who walks into the room and commands everybody's attention, that they know this is someone with a strong presence and appeal, and they're attracted towards them. As a TV presenter in 2018, you need to be able to manage your own brand. It's important to be able to build your brand, and to build a brand which people find authentic, and a brand which people trust. They want to believe in you. They want to know that you're a friend, that you're somebody they can like, trust, and depend upon. You're not just a brand ambassador for the shows. You're a brand ambassador for SABC3, so that we grow together. When you come onto one of our shows as a presenter, we train you as a TV presenter. We train you as a brand ambassador. We teach you what it takes to be a presenter and to be a well-loved presenter. And in the beginning, I'll do a lot of editing. I'll make sure that you always appear on TV in the best possible light. But you can't leave it to me in editing. There has to be a point where that presenter is so talented and so spontaneous that they can do it live, they can do it on their own, they can do it without editing. They can be this charming, charismatic personality who people warm to and love.
Presenter Search on 3, proudly brought to you by Capitec and McCafe.
Get a taste of the smooth island life and win big with Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives. Buy a Tropica, follow the entry details on the pack, and you could win daily airtime prizes, Daniel Klein watches, American Tourista luggage for your next adventure, vouchers from loot.co.za to shop the hot daily deals online, and the grand prize of a Kia Picanto. For competition T's and C's, visit tropica.co.za. And don't forget to watch Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives every Monday at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, streetwear is arguably the most popular style of fashion in the world at the moment. And South Africa is renowned for its unique contribution to the style. One of the most innovative local street design brands is Deep Settle Movement from Cape Town.
Indeed. Not only do they produce local designs that are inspired by the South African township culture and the urban lifestyle, but they keep their production 100% local as well. This is why we love them. We're joined now by the masterminds behind the brand, our Asanda, Fezile, as well as Christopher. Welcome to the Loft, gents.
Welcome, guys. So, Deep Settle Movement isn't just a clothing brand. It is a movement that I suppose is formed to change perception of what people think of townships, especially around Cape Town. Why did you feel that it was so important to start it? And tell me about the name, Deep Settle Movement.
Yeah, basically the name Deep Settle, we tried to get a name that will represent the township, not only Cooks. Everyone throughout South Africa can relate to the name. It's basically deep down in the streets of Gugulethu, to where we come from. That's why we came with Deep Settle. Settlement is basically the settlement in the township. Yes,
Sure.
That makes sense to me.
And why was it so important for you to start this movement?
Okay, the reason behind so important to start this movement because we had we see a dynamics, hardships where we growing in location, got a lot of challenges like drug abuse, substance alcohol abuse and stuff. So we wanted to create some change, something that is not quite different in the location. Because we started a clothing company, it's called Deep Settle. So that's a movement, so that everyone is doing music, creative arts and all that stuff. So all those elements will be one movement, as one vehicle for us.
So it's obviously started with the clothing, and I'm keen to know, Chris, from your perspective, there was an exchange student you guys met at Mzoli's that kind of was part of this whole journey. Tell us about that story and kind of how the movement carried on from there.
We started the brand while we were still in varsity in CPUT, so we started graphic design. We used to be in the same class. So we used to travel together with the train, and that's where the idea came in and say there's no brand that represents Cooks or Kailicha or Langa. So we started the brand and we produced 30 t-shirts, and then we said, where can we go? So the first spot was Mzoli's, because there's tourists, there's different people from Gauteng or different provinces. So we met the guy, his name is Pedro. He was one of the students who was doing the exchange in UCT. So he saw the brand, he loved the brand, he bought few items for his friends and him. And then he went to States, and then they liked the brand, and then he was more like, I can make money of this, you know. So we linked up after a few months, and then from there, he's like our partner actually, and he's a lawyer that side. So we work on that part, we export from that side, and then he sells it. So that's wrapping it up. So we're moving on up,
What do you think it is about your brand that has got such international appeal?
What I would say, it's firstly the logo itself. You know, we try to use something that will be easily recognized as creative. We use the African map and we combine with the D with Deep for Deep Settle. You know, for them, we've got variety of design. Some of the design you don't easily understand, but you want to know what does this mean, you know? So I would say our graphics, it's one thing that attracts them.
I totally have to buy one of those caps, one like yours, because it's the D for GD.
And it's Africa. I love it.
No, I've got to buy one. That's my rule. I've got to support local industry. I've got to buy one. Don't give me D.
And speaking of, I mean, obviously you guys are very proudly South African, clearly, you know, in terms of the way that you guys are thinking about your designs, representing the hood. Tell us a bit more about why you guys chose to go 100% local when it comes to your production as well.
To be honest with us, everything we do, we had the meaning say have 100% support local. Because when we come from the local as well. So we have to support other initiative, like the guys doing screen printing are based locally. The guys are doing garment manufacturing are based here in Cape Town. So we outsource those people so that whenever we do our clothing, so that we can expose them as well. Because there are other people, once you know about the garment, where we made, then we tell them, okay, this screen printing we done from the other guy, that's the other guy for embroidery and stuff. So everything we do, have to support one another as local, so that we can uplift this country economy.
I love that.
But I mean, it's difficult to do that because sometimes it can be more difficult, more expensive, I suppose, to do that. Like I remember reading that when you guys first started and when you were studying, that it was during the Soccer World Cup and you guys raised money by painting tourist spaces. So I mean, it's difficult to start a business, and it can be quite expensive. So how do you get through those tough times, I suppose? And what kind of challenges are you faced?
Okay, during on business, we've been independent for the whole time we've been operating. So some of us will go and have a 9-to-5, so we'll take the piece of money and then contribute to the stock. So we've been operating like that for the past time, but But exporting has been helping us very well. Pedro has been helping us. He buy a bulk of stock, so that helps us to
It's
operate
always good to have a
more.
lawyer on your side.
So we've been operating that, but the business is ups and downs, so we can't complain and say, it's everything can't go smooth. So, but we've been pushing, and here we are. So.
But I mean, at school you don't get taught about entrepreneurship. It's not something that you know is encouraged necessarily. So, what have been some of the things that shocked you about starting a business? What did you walk into to not realizing that this is what it takes to start a business in South Africa?
Yeah, honestly, that's true what you're saying. You know, entrepreneurship is very important. I think that thing needs to be taught from high school or from an early stage, you know, so that we can be aware of what's happening. We started the brand basically as I would say it was more like a hobby. We didn't understand like the ways of business, how to actually balance your spreadsheet and all that.
Register a company.
Register a company, you know, all those things. So, but we were fortunate in 2013, we were one of the companies that were participated in SABC Kickstart competition. So from there we went to Joburg for 2 weeks. We've learned how to actually take what we do and create it and make it into business, you know. So from there we've been sharing the knowledge with the guys and say, okay, this is way forward. We can go attend like the workshops that will also benefit us. Honestly, like entrepreneurship, it's more than a skill. It's life. It's something that needs to be practiced all the time.
And it's difficult because not everybody can be an entrepreneur. Like everyone can learn music, but very few people can be a good musician. So well done, guys. Really, really well done. So we're going to have a fashion show later so we can see some of your collections.
Exactly, We literally can't talk fashion on Afternoon Express without a live demonstration. What would that even be? So stay right where you are, because after the break, Deep Settle Movement show off some of their vibrant urban design. Stay right where you are.
Sweet.
Thanks.
Next week on Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives. Go!
It's the final elimination and we have one objective. That's to win the challenge.
Do it, boy! The contestants must battle the elements and each other in this season's final elimination.
I'm feeling very nervous right now.
My hands are shaking and the wind keeps blowing things off. We could be out of elimination for the first time ever.
Catch Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives Mondays, 7:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
This is my 3rd or my 4th time judging the Presenter Search, and I absolutely love it. There's nothing more thrilling than going across the country in search of some fresh, awesome talent. This year, I'm looking for something special. I want the kind of people to audition who are savvy, who are thinkers, who are ambitious, who really want to focus on this as a career, not just as an easy road to being famous. What's so interesting about the entertainment industry nowadays is that you might be a TV presenter for one particular show, but there's so many other different channels and platforms that you exist on as well. It all coexists online and, of course, on TV. So it's fascinating, actually, the way it's all growing so quickly. But things like social media are just as important to focus on as well. You need to be intelligent. You need to be astute. You need to be wide awake and have the energy to be able to handle any kind of environment. You really need something special. I'm looking for a little bit of magic.
Presenter Search on 3, proudly brought to you by Capitec and McCafe.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, local is dope, and it's a fashion-fueled Thursday, and we are focusing on streetwear. Joining us in the loft are the founders of Deep Settle Movement, and they've brought some models along to show off some of their designs. And, of course, we have Lunga from Lunga as well, telling us about a fabulous event.
Indeed. So tell us about this event coming up.
Basically, the name of the event is Deep Settle Lifestyle, which it's a collaboration of 2 organizations, the Deep Settle Movement and my organization called Slim Evolution Concepts. So basically it came about when we had those small talks and say, how can we improve the sales and also get the brand out there? So I came to my sense, guys, how about we create something that's going to represent the townships, which is Guks, Langa, Mtansane, Soweto, and so forth. So the guys were obviously in the same line. I said, oh, come on, let's have a look, let's do that. Because it will obviously boost their uprising, the sales, and so forth. So I said to them, let's come together and talk about it. Then we came about it, and then the Deep Settle Lifestyle was born. So obviously, it's going to happen on the 28th of April in Gugulethu. We didn't want to take it to the towns and so forth because it represents the street urban way.
Exactly.
So we thought, let's do it in Gugulethu.
Love it.
Yeah.
You know, and bring
So
about...
on the 28th, it's going to be known as Juju Letoile.
And obviously all the details will be on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Go and find all the details of the events there. I think let's get into some fashion because obviously it's a Thursday. We want to be able to see some of the designs that will be showcased. Just a little preview. So let's meet our first model. You guys can talk us through what you've created here.
Okay, let's see.
Gents?
Yeah, tell us what we're seeing.
The lady, she's wearing a Cook's cap. We call it a Cook's Arch cap. We sell it for 180. She's also wearing a tennis golf dress, which is embroidered a Deep Settle badge. That's our classic. We sell it for 280. So you can go to our Facebook page, Deep Settle Movement, Twitter, Instagram. So yeah.
Nice. It's also like a really good fabric. It's one of those things that you can wear for, you know, summer seasons, letting it, you know, but it sits well. Like, you know, it won't fray in the wash as well. Looks really cool, and you guys have styled that well nicely as well.
I wonder, can you actually wear that to play golf?
I wonder if it would be acceptable.
I think it would be acceptable.
But if you listen, if you take a big swing, have you ever tried to take a swing and then you pull up your whole dress?
No, but that's why it's not that short.
That's being sexy on a golf course.
Yeah,
you know? So
exactly.
It's good, yeah.
Let's talk about some of your sweaters and hoodies. They are so cool.
This lady is wearing a Cook's classic cap, and also got this IKEA sweater, which means IKEA for slang for your all-stars and your all stuff. So the sweater go for 350, and then the caps is 180 as well.
Cool. And it's really cool. And the printing, you said you're all done locally. All of these things are done through local suppliers and designers and things, which I think is so rad. Yeah. It's so cool.
I love it because it looks like that box of matches.
Yeah, the concept comes from the household, the lot of Mexico, but using the concept of all-star, because everyone, they do the...
Jeannie, there's your word. Local is dope.
Local is dope.
Local is forever dope. That's a long length t-shirt, basically with the cap. The t-shirt itself is goes for the same price as the cap, you know, 180.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. The long lengths are kind of doing their rounds at the moment. I mean, even in gents fashion as well, to try and wear those long length t-shirts is really cool.
It's a trend.
So sweet.
Yeah, and she looks like she's having lots of fun up there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now gents fashion.
We go to gents. This is one of our latest long length t-shirts. It's a hoodie as well. The pattern you see, it's inspired by Indabella art. So you have a logo, Deep Settle logo, which says African Urban Clothing. We sell it for $450. He's also wearing a classic Deep Settle arch cap, which goes for $180 as well. So yeah, local is dope. It's been 10 years. So we started it back in 2010, so the 10 represents that.
Yeah, and then the Indabella pattern is so cool. I love it on the sleeves.
Yeah, it's all about local.
To Mama Esther,
So cool.
Yeah, flipping cool. All right. Then moving in towards winter, now we're all getting there.
The car is wearing a military sweater. It's pleated with a quilt on it, so the mix of fabric, a quilt there at the bottom, and also like got the cotton, 100% cotton. Also got a sweater pants shorts, and also got the Cook's classic cap as well.
Yeah.
Are the fabrics themselves sourced locally, or is it just the production of the actual garments that's local?
Yeah, we also source the fabric here locally. We got the place that source even Puma source there. It's called Imbahla. So we got the stuff they're getting from there, because they do.
But it's good for South Africans to know, it's good for them to know that you can produce local products with local, designs, fabrics.
Usually they buy raw fabric, raw cotton, and they make it up into fabric, and they dye. It depends on what color you want. They will dye it up into that.
Another event, that's when they're going to be showcasing some of their collections.
Indeed,
So people, when they come to the event, they can still keep some cash.
Sure.
So they can own one of those.
Definitely, because that's really all good quality.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
Awesome.
Well done, guys.
And good luck at the showcase. I hope it goes well. Is it cash only? Can people pay on card while they're there?
Yeah.
We actually, the tickets are available at Combi Ticket.
No. I'm actually talking about the clothing stuff. So the clothing.
They do have
okay, so pay on
the
cash
facility. Yeah, they do. You can bring cash. You can also bring your card. They do have the facility.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
So on the 28th, it's going to be Juju Latois. Local is dope, is killing it.
Hope to see you guys there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome stuff, guys. And good luck with that showcase. I hope it goes so well for you guys. Support the local community. And obviously, these guys are entrepreneurs of note. They're going to go, obviously, from strength to strength. And we've still got a live performance on the show, other than the fashion on the show today. It's coming up after the break with house producer DJ Shades, featuring the beautiful voice of Lebo. Stay right where you are.
One, two.
What am I looking for in a presenter? I think first things first, you need to be very comfortable in front of the camera. In fact, you need to eat that camera up. You need to look like you were born with that camera in your face. If you look like you're doing stuff for camera, then you're the wrong person for the job. I think being a presenter in 2018, whether it's radio or TV, is you need vast general knowledge. You need to be able to improvise at all times. You need to be able to do an interview with zero knowledge of your subject, for instance. Social media, I feel, is also very important because that's where people consume you when you're not in front of the camera, when you're not in front of the microphone. So I think those tools are very important. Being a brand ambassador is realizing that you don't belong to yourself anymore, that every move that you make is under a microscope, but also understanding whom you're talking to. Knowing your audience is very important. Why would you want this gig? I think, why not? Why would you not want to be in front of the camera? Why would you not want to be on this stage that's SABC3 in the first place? If TV is what you love, then this is the perfect place to start. It might be a bit of a deep end for some, but you know, that's sometimes the best time to learn how to swim, when you're right in there. So join us, the stage is yours.
Presenter Search on 3, proudly brought to you by Capitec and McCafe.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, joining us in the loft today is one of the rising stars on the Afro house scene, DJ Shades. Now, I hope you've got some space to move, because here to perform his new single, Save Me, featuring Lebo, is DJ Shades.
Let's go.
like it could be the weekend already. What a cool tune. DJ Shades, come on over here, dude. It would be lovely to have you guys on this side. Feels like it should be Friday. Lebo, great vocals on that track. So guys, go find them online. Obviously, give them a good follow as we support local DJs and house music. That call to action, that call and response stuff, it's very jazzy in there.
I'm awake now, you know.
Yeah. Oh, so
It's music, you know.
But it's so easy to listen to your music. It's just, you can just like you can either be on the dance floor and dance to it all night, or you can just sit and watch and just beat. You know, you feel your foot start going, and then the rest of your body starts going. Next thing you know,
before you hurt yourself, okay? Listen, I'm just keen to know, you've got clearly a man with vision and purpose and meaning. Yes. What is the big plan? Do you have like a 10-year goal for your career?
I actually have a 5-year plan. Started from this year.
Right.
Like for every month, like to every week for the next 5 years that I want to be doing.
Nice.
Everyone needs to do that, you know. If you
At the end of 5 years, what is it?
Overseas. I want to be based overseas, you know.
Stay here, man. Why go? Why?
No, the thing is, I want to establish a global brand, you understand? I want my music to be loved and sold globally. And I can do so much from South Africa. But if I'm based in the US, for instance, that's when I can distribute my music to all over the world.
Fine.
Well, don't forget about us when you're there, because we want to come to all your gigs.
Probably come through.
I want to film you backstage from Coachella. When
yes. And then show me Beyonce probably before me doing like an absolutely amazing performance by then as well. Oh, gosh. Listen, that wraps up the show.
Coming up tomorrow, we've got a broadcasting legend joining us on the show, Jeremy Maggs, who's been on local TV for as long as I can recall. And you may remember him as the charismatic host from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I just want to be a billionaire. So make sure you tune in. Until then,
good night and happy eating, I guess, even though we've got no food for you today. Eat well for yourselves. Bye.
We've got some custard for you if you want.
Yeah. No. Chicken soup.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.